Hello and welcome to Sim.bc, where it is 1957. I think you can just barely read that now that it's like late and dark and stuff. Yeah, I know, it's unfortunate, but just got home. No, not yes, I actually got home at like around 5, but I'm back at the apartment. Woo! And yeah, my voice is almost not gone, but it's like it's getting there. It's getting gone. It's getting away, so to say. So yeah, it's just around 8 in the afternoon or in the evening actually. So I thought I could just fork this out and get it done with, so to say, because then I kind of need to sleep because I haven't slept properly for days now. We've slept like approximately, and I think I said this yesterday or the day before that, but like we've slept around 4 to 5 hours or 4 to 6 hours a night. Never gotten like a full rest, so to say, after the adventures of each night and each day for that matter, since we have really walked a lot and really done stuff. So it's going to be awesome to just sleep tonight. Oh yeah, what a downer, what a downer. No, but seriously, it has been quite nice to go to Barcelona, especially during the referendum, get that cultural clash as always. Not just because of the referendum, but because it's Spain, it's a new place, it's Barcelona or Catalonia. Depends on how you view it, depends on who's asking and who's answering. Anyway, it was awesome to go there. Now that I'm home again, now I'm like all the frustration is gone, all the cockroaches are gone, all of the rain and all of the no, well, I shouldn't say rain because we have like it's super rainy here too, super cloudy. I mean, unfortunately, went from like tropical weather to the doom and gloom and the regular bipolar weather where it's like sunny one day, like 1 hour, and then it's like a monsoon rain the other. Anyway, but it was kind of awesome to be in Barcelona, as I said. Now that, as I said, all the frustration is gone and kind of out of my system already. So it's nice to be home, where you have your habits and where you're secure and all of that. Maslow's hierarchy of needs or something like that. Anyways, it's quite awesome. I was thinking about like displaying pictures or something, yeah, here, but I thought like no, ain't gonna do that because I have them all on my phone. I need to transfer them because I don't have them automatically linked to the cloud, which is really irritating because if my phone gets stolen or anything, the entire semester is gone. Like the entire vacation is gone. Like my entire like vacation experience just goes with it. So I'm going to try and do that tomorrow because we have a bit of time before the lecture. Anyway, so that's going to be kind of awesome to like try and fix a video, like a special one. But anyway, so right now I'm just home. I'm tired, and I've tried to upload each day, and I think I managed to, because I'm trying to like find Wi-Fi, and I haven't been able to check if they're like have been scheduled the right day or uploaded the right day, so that I have this continuous daily upload. But I think I managed it. I think the next time when I travel, I will probably not do this. I would think I will pre-record because it's getting more and more clear for every second of the trip that I so do not want to spend time on this. I mean, filming with my like making a movie with my phone or something, like film with my phone or record. That's super easy and super fun. Something I do naturally and like something I do either way. But the real struggle comes to when it comes like when I need to talk, because since I'm already in a limited space here and it's kind of hard because my mate still hasn't moved. Probably gonna do that during the week now. So let's see when the structure arrives in this video format. But so when you're on a vacation, it's even more restrained, the area you have. So more people are going to be really close to you when I talk, and that's irritating because I feel uncomfortable and then I don't want to talk and all of that, all of this and all of that, and then I have to move away, and then I have to feel like I'm paying a bit of my vacation, like I paid to get here, and still I'm just sitting on my own in a room, trying to look for Wi-Fi, like where is it, and being all like talking to myself. So I will see if I find a more sustainable way of doing this in the future. Relating back to sustainability and all that I talked about before the vacation. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it works out because structure, as I've said before, A&O, and right now I had none. This was like kind of a spontaneous trip too, so it wasn't that I had like a lot of time to plan before. We actually packed our bags and all of that the same day that we went away. It was that spontaneous actually, And I remember my parents were like telling me when or asking me when I was in Barcelona. They were like, "Oh, have you heard that there's a referendum in Spain?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I've seen it." And they're like, "What do you mean you've seen it? You mean on newspapers and stuff?" And I'm like, "No, no, I've seen the posters. Like the posters, they have them in Bordeaux." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm in Barcelona." They're like, "You what? You're in Barcelona?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm in Barcelona." So it was so spontaneous that I forgot to tell them. So like structure was all over the place. Really not like me because I am usually really structured all the time. I like always plan 3 or 4 weeks ahead to always like know what's coming because as I said, habits kind of a big thing for me. I really like to know when things are done, when they're supposed to be done, and how I'm going to do them. And as I said before, I really like to plan a time when I can be spontaneous, and that's what this was. But I think that I planned it for a weekend, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the extra restraint of having it long, or the extra resistance that that this vacation offered me by going on Thursday as well, like the 4 days, and then not having anywhere to stay. That took a toll on me. So to say, it was honestly it was all kinds of crazy, but it was a good experience. Though it was a good experience. But like back to the culture clashes, there are many things they do in Spain that they don't do here. Like for instance, when you buy stuff, they have a really hot climate there. Like, or not really hot, not hot hot, but it's still kind of hot. So it's like around 30 degrees, like 25 to 30, I would say at this point in times, like in early October, late September. And they still don't sell any cold beverages, which I found really weird, me and my mate, because from where we're from Sweden, and it's kind of cold there. I mean, sure, it's going to get like a 25 to 30 degrees in the summer at best, like, but then it's really, really good. The summer is like amazing when that happens. But usually we have a rather average, mild, or fresh, so to say, a rather fresh climate, like just below the refrigerator status or whatever. So we have a kind of a fresh climate, so to say, and we still sell cold beverages, which makes no sense since we're in a cold country in a way. But it's nice to have a cold beverage. Crack open a cold one with the boys, as my brother says, or just take a cold Coke or cold water or anything. So I like took that for granted. Like, yeah, in these kinds of like in this kind of country where it's hot all the time, surely they're going to have like all of their stuff in the refrigerator, like in the cooler. But no, there were none except for like the milk that usually in the warm countries like here in France the milk stays like outside the fridge just like warm because it's like treated in a specific way that it like can survive that, which I think is really weird because we don't do that in Sweden either. So it was a bit of a culture clash, just that thing, like that's just one of the small things that offers this like huge, not huge impact, but like it shows an impact. Like we think differently, even if we think that we're in the EU and we're all the same, we're still kind of different in that sense, in that aspect. And then it was the way that they have their crossings, because I know in Sweden and in Bordeaux as well, a crossing is basically if you have a road that goes like that, a crossing, you have like a, oh wow, this is going to be so pedagogical. If you have a crossing that goes like that, you have a crossing sign like a crossing for cars, and then if you want to cross like a pedestrian, you can cross over here, here, and here, and here, so to say. So just beside the road. So it's like a little square with the pedestrian passing. They didn't have that in Spain. They had like a really weird system where you had to walk like in a U. Like, okay, for instance, here it's in a square, but in Spain it was like a U. So there were one side of the road, and I can't quite remember if it was like a specific side all the time or if it changed, where you couldn't pass. You couldn't pass over. You had to like walk in a weird way to get over. You couldn't just walk straight across. And that's yet again nothing that's like major, like nothing major, not something that is like wow, this is kind of crazy, but still something that I noticed that was different. And they had, as I said, they had a lot of things that were different. I just don't remember them. Of course, they have a hotter climate, so the architecture is different. The way they are, the way they're speaking is different. Of course, the language, the way that they dress is different, and the way, like, yeah, that's for instance one thing too. In the Mediterranean countries, apparently, it is like custom that you should have long pants on you in the evening. And I know that like if you're going to a club and if you're going to a pub, then yeah, sure, you should dress up so that you like dress accordingly. But in those countries, for me, it's really hot, and I would love to have shorts. But there were actually some places that like out they just rejected me when I came. They were like, no, you can't enter like that. And I'm like, really? It's that it's that harsh, the code. And they were like, yeah, yeah, the dress code is that harsh. You don't dress yourself this way. And I was like, interesting. Because at home, of course, you wouldn't like in sorry in Sweden, you obviously wouldn't get in either. I think at least. I mean, at some clubs you might do, but generally they want you to have like be dressed up properly. But that's but I always thought that that was because you kind of need to because it's cold shit. It's really cold in our country at some times, like at some points. So here I just thought like, oh, it's only natural that you can get in with like shorts. And I know that some people are gonna be like, oh, it's obvious and you can't see the full picture and this is why they do it and it's not just culture, it has a historical background to it. And I'm like, well, it might do, but it's nothing that I know of. So for me, it was kind of crazy. And they was like, as I said, nothing major, major. I think, or at least nothing that I can remember right now. But there were like lots of little things that was completely different. Anyway, so I'm tired yet again. Not hungry this time though, but I'm kind of tired from all of the traveling that we did because we arrived to the gates like the boarding 10 minutes before the boarding closed. So it was kind of a close call for us, and we took the metro the wrong direction first, and then the right direction when we were in Barcelona. So yeah, it was all over the place. It was kind of my fault as well. I think I said like, oh, let's go there, and we went there, and it was like, no, it's the wrong way. Let's go the other way. Anyway, so we did lots of fun stuff, and I think I'm going to try and summarize it and have a little special video about Barcelona in the episodes, let's say, or in the thing tomorrow, if I have the time and if I manage to with my technical expertise yet again, which is fairly limited and varied. So have a nice day, guys, and I hope that I will go back to business topics soon because I crave to talk about them because I have some really interesting ones that I came up with during the trip or that I discussed with my mates because we were visiting mates and we discussed business because that's what we do, that's what we like, that's what we study. It's nice, it's fun. So we'll cover that like in another day. So yeah, bye.